Hey guys, it's Michelle with Cashel Creations. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here. Today I'm going to give you a different angle in the beginning because I wanted you to see how pretty these albums turned out. I am like super excited to share these with my fellow retreat members. And I just wanted to dive in and share with you a front row of all of them. So here we have joy, anger, sadness, disgust, fear, embarrassment, envy, and then the one we've been working on, anxiety. So I am going to now dive in and kind of just briefly show you how each of them kind of turned out. They really are exactly the same on the inside with the same components that I used throughout the junk journals. But you will definitely see their own personal flair for the colors and options that I chose. So let's switch the camera and dive in. So here we go with Joy. So her 3D character was a little large, so I had to bring her down. But she's just so cute as her little character. And then because she has blue hair, I kind of tied in the yellow and blue together. But we do have that beautiful sprayed, mica sprayed lace that we did in that video. And like I mentioned before in my last video, all of them are going to have their own card with all of them in it, and then you're going to have all of the papers on the inside. They really do mimic the same kind of structure. It's just going to be the pattern paper that I chose, and I really wanted to keep them all cohesive. I felt like that was more of a streamlined situation when doing mass building of these junk journals, so you can kind of just get an idea of what I did. I did the same thing as we did with the anxiety book. Just the single edge one is what got the ribbon, and then anything that had colors that resembled the color palette that I was going for is what went into here. So that kind of helps you if you're looking for what would go with what you're working on. That's typically what I did. So all of this fun stuff. So this kind of went sideways. I can tell here that it didn't go straight. But you know, sometimes things like that happen when you're binding in the pages. So it was finding all of the different lace and ribbon and materials to put on the edge was a little bit of a challenge, I'm not gonna lie. I do have a substantial amount of ribbon and twine and lace to choose from, but I was trying to go with a easier situation with just grabbing 5 once I got the hang of it, and then kind of like going through just the 5 in different areas of it. So that is what I did. So that is Joy. Now, I'll just go through them really quick on some of the things that were different. So this is Anger. And again, his character was a little bit smaller, so he was able to fit there on the top. And the same thing, he has his own little cluster of the characters. And the same thing with Anger being circled. And again, he is really red. I couldn't find a solid red pattern that would work. So this kind of is one of those weird mahogany, in my opinion, color palette with a hint of pink in it. But to me, it just still went. I feel like the ribbon that I chose kind of like brought in the color or made it more vibrant. Or brought out the pigmentation in the color, and then sticking with the same concept, anything that was red went in here, just again to stay with the same palette. So I wanted to tie in some Disney, so I did just grab one of those Dollar Tree books that I've been trying to hoard. I need to start using what I have, right? So again, doing the same concept as you saw in the Joy one. Again, bringing anything that was red into it so you can kind of see it. So I'm just gonna filter through them all as best as I can. Here is Sadness. So this book, just her alone and her her emotion is just hilarious. And then I love blue, so I guess that's what also tied me in. So here is this card. And again, circled sadness and went through the same thing as the other two that I shared with you. So really quick. You'll definitely see that you will have sizing differences throughout the books because I didn't want them all to be exactly the same. And after you've done 2 books, you're like, oh my God, we're doing the same thing over and over again, like a broken record. And it's not easy because you're like, I know I'm only giving this to one person, not all 8 to one person. So it was kind of like, none of them are going to see the other books unless they share. So it was, again, just making sure that I had diversity, right? That's the hardest part in my opinion, is not being the broken record, but you technically are in a way. So again, just having a variety of things, mixing up the collection paper with, you know, this is cheap Dollar Tree coloring, so this would definitely need to be used with color pencils, no markers or Copic markers or anything of those sort. But just, again, some fun play, plenty of room to add photos. Not much room for journaling because a lot of the imagery is on here with stuff that you can't write on, but you could definitely slap on a blank cardstock, like white, and then journal, you know. So that is sadness. And then this is disgust, and she's just so cute. So she's up here on the right hand side, and I loved how this one came out too with the green. I at first was like, I don't know if this is too green, but I tried to keep different colors in here as well, so you do have a hint of the yellow. And the person that I found all of these patterns from was like perfect because he had an array of options and there were seamless patterns, so it was easier to maneuver. And this mint shake, even though it looks very delicious as I'm showing it to you, was perfect bringing in the colors when I was trying to find colors of images to kind of, again, tie in things and bring things in. But not everything has to be like that. As you can see, the coloring pages of the comic book strips have different colors, and that's okay. I just, in my way of thinking, I wanted to have other objects that also brought in the colors. And so that's pretty much what I did. Now, as I mentioned to you in the other video as well, none of these are going to be embellished because each of them are going to have their own package of embellishments for them to decorate and to do as they please. You know, even if they don't keep these and they gift them to somebody else, at least whoever they gift it to, you know, because maybe it's not their cup of tea, they can do the same thing, just give the package. So this one here is Fear, purple guy. He's Fear, so he gets, again, another little one. I tried to put all of them with their own character. Obviously he doesn't have Fear in here, so maybe I might switch him out, only because that way it would be kind of cool to keep them all together. Again, I circled Fear. The markers I did with these, in case you missed that, was the Vicky Bouton acrylic markers. I believe they are acrylic. And you just shake them and they honestly don't go through the other side, which is kind of nice. And this is dictionary paper, so this paper is not very thick. So I was really happy when I tested them out to make sure it worked. And then I wanted to circle the words for each of the dictionary page because I thought that was like kind of a nice touch to talk about, you know, what it was. You can definitely see here my sewing machine didn't want to cooperate with me. So here the pie is beautiful, and I try to get some of the purple and blues that were in it to kind of match and go with the theme. But again, you can kind of see, I don't really want to bore you because you're like, all right, Michelle, we've already seen all of these pages again, but I kind of just want to give you some idea and concept. I mean, there are 8 different ones here. So next one is Embarrassment. And this guy was huge. He did have sadness on top of him, but there was no other option to use. I actually found these on accident when I was searching, and I wish I could find another one so I can have in my stash, but have not been successful, probably because it's been a while since the movie's been out. So if I find any more, I probably will keep them because I do have other junk journals that I want to make of Inside Out that are much larger. So again, this embarrassment is pink. So I kind of went with as much pink tones as I could, but also brought in other colors as well, since, you know, he's part of a cluster of 9, even though I only made 8 books. So I didn't want to hinder the other characters. So again, the same kind of concept as the other ones. You just have different ribbon and imagery for the additional pages that I chose from other books that I shared with you in prior videos of this tutorial. So that is embarrassment. And then the last one to share with you is sadness, because you've already seen, not sadness, envy, because you've already seen anxiety. So I'm not gonna bother you with that one. But this one here is envy, and she's turquoise. So even though this is kind of blue, it's not as blue as sadness. So it was kind of hard finding just turquoise, but I thought the pattern paper was pretty. So this one again has, oops, this was left on here, has its own little card, and then on the inside again has anything that gave me the turquoise in regards to the ribbon that I could find that wasn't strong in the blue. So that is all of the paper, and again tying in different colors as well, so playing with the whole concept. So definitely a lot of fun. I really did enjoy this more than I expected. I thought in the beginning, I'm like, what am I getting myself into? I'm not gonna lie, I've never done anything like this before. So it actually came out pretty cool. All right, so the last thing I wanted to share with you was pretty much all the cute little packaging for all of them. So I will have 8 of these, like I shared with you, for anxiety. So what I did was I kind of packaged them all the same. I had these little stickers, which I think was kind of cute, putting one on this packaging so I know in case something happens where they get fumbled and mixed up. Joy has her packaging, and like I shared with you, it kind of has pretty much the same kind of contents. Anything in here is referring to yellow and her, and then you get anything of the same, like your math card, your tags, your guest checks, your extra paper. So each character has its own embellishments. So anger, and then sadness, disgust, and then fear, and then embarrassment, and then envy, and then I shared with you was anxiety. So that is it. And then of course, like I mentioned in my prior video, they will all get one of these in their little tote bags. And then I have the pens that I shared with you, I believe in one of the first videos I did. So all of the pens, one will go with each of them. So the only one that's not is this 9th guy. So, but I thought these were a lot of fun. And again, the pens, the pens go down like this. I had to figure that out, and my 23-year-old daughter kind of educated me. So that's where it would go down. I don't want to try them because they all do have the protective little stubby thing on them, but they all came out kind of cute. I mean, some of the characters look a little funky, like she looks like a little penguin. But it is what it is. And you know, I think, oh, here's the other guy. So I think it would be a really cute gift to give, and I will definitely share with you how the event goes. It will be in August, so I'm kind of glad that I got all of this done and not rushing for the event. So that's really yay me. Not procrastinating. But anyways, so that is what I have for you guys today. If you do have any questions on anything, by all means, please let me know. This kind of wraps up this tutorial segment of the Candy Box Junk Journal. Not to say there won't be another one in the future of a different theme, but hopefully this inspires you if you like Inside Out, or if you like junk journaling but not sure how to start. Start small and see how it goes. There's so many different ways of doing junk journals out there, and there's really no right way in regards to, it's whatever way works for you. You just want to make sure that your build is going to last. And that's the only tip I can give, is using the right tools, materials to get you to a long-lasting junk journal so that it lasts a very long time and you can enjoy it for many years to come. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. I will catch you in the next video. You guys have a great rest of your day and take care.